Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another video. Today I'm sitting down with my very good friend Jennifer, and we're going to be talking about essentially like the concept of self and like growing, and it's going to be a lot. But anyways, Jennifer, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, well, I'm very happy to be here. We have these kind of conversations all the time, so it's fun to do this. But a little bit about me. I'm going to be a second year journalism student at UT Austin. Love storytelling. I love heart to heart. So yeah, this will be very fun.
Cool. Okay. Well, I don't really know how to start this off. So, why don't we start with answering a question?
All right.
Now I got to think of a question.
Clearly, I'm the journalism major because I would be prepared with questions.
That is completely true. And yeah, I'm just a music major, so I don't know anything. But okay, here, why don't okay, let's talk about when did you discover that you wanted to be a journalism major?
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were going to talk about this.
Me neither.
Um, I think it was very late, like when I was thinking about what I wanted to study in college. I had like preconceptions of like what I should study based on like parental pressures, but I was trying to think of like what am I passionate about, and I had always loved storytelling and connecting with people. And so I think when I was applying to colleges, I was thinking of what that like intersected, what would be at the intersection of those two things, and journalism was it. So I kind of like got into it very late, and so I felt very like inexperienced going into college. But yeah, I just love being able to connect with people, hear their stories, and also like use the platform of storytelling to like raise awareness on important issues. So yeah, that's why I like journalism.
And that all contributes to the concept of you and being who you are, doing what you want to do.
Mhm.
It's very important.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
we were talking about college, and
Yeah.
how has college kind of contributed to your sense of like discovering who you are and what you want to do?
That's a very good question.
Thank you. I thought
Um,
of myself.
I think we can both speak to this of like college was when we were kind of like confronted with like, okay, who am I, or like who do I
Mhm.
want to be, and like how am I going to put in the work to get there.
Mhm.
I think it's easy to be like stuck in your like old mindset because it's something like familiar to you. So even if
Mhm.
it's something that's like not serving you, it feels like a loss to like depart from a mindset,
Mhm.
even if it's
Yeah.
like negative. Um, so college for me was a time to actually put in the work to like be a better person, and like work on my own self growth because we're both stubborn people, as I'm sure people know. But I think that's no excuse to like, if you want something in your life, then you have to like put in the work to get it.
Mhm.
So for me, college was one like a time where I was trying to like push myself to try new things because I had
Mhm.
identified as like being kind of cowardly in high school, and that's something I was like very unhappy about. And
Mhm.
so approaching college, I was like, I'm gonna do things that scare me, and it's gonna be uncomfortable, it's gonna be scary, but I'm gonna do it and like grow because of it. I think also college was a time when I was starting to think about like whether the people in my life were like serving me, if they were like pushing me to be a better person, or if
Mhm.
they were just bringing negative energy. And it's hard to like let go of people because you feel like a bad
Mhm.
person, or like you base whether something is right or not based on like someone else's reaction. So I
Mhm.
think college was a good point in my life where I was able to, I don't know, just think about like what is gonna like push me to be a better person, what is gonna like be a good influence in my life.
Mhm. Yeah. Wait, that's a lot. That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, I think college, because we are now kind of like on our own, and we don't have the comfort of like what we previously thought of as home. So we
Mm-hmm.
kind of just are like forced to one, like take a really good look at ourselves and then really see like who we are. I mean, like for me, a lot of like my identity has come from like the people I surround myself by. And then especially like because I went out of state to a private school, like all of a sudden everyone around me is so like they're all such unfamiliar people and people that like
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. And that's pretty overwhelming. It's pretty scary. But
Yeah.
it forced me to like really like look at myself and examine like which parts of me need to change. And I mean like there's a lot that went into my college experience, but so far like it's been more on the negative emotion side. And like
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking about this like in our own conversations every now and then, but like the whole idea of like being stuck in like a certain mindset about like how I should feel, because I got so used to being unhappy that like being happy felt weird and I didn't like
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
But like no one deserves to be unhappy all the time. Like you shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
feel weird about being happy. And that's not something I really discovered until like the past like 4 months or even like the past 2 months really. And it's been an interesting
Yeah.
process. It's been weird. Like I kind of like, it's one of those things like I realize without realizing it, you know? It's weird. It's
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
It's like it's hard to like let yourself say like I deserve to be
Mm-hmm.
happy and I deserve to work towards being happy. Like either it comes from a place of like you genuinely like don't think you deserve it, and so like why would you work towards being happy, or it comes from like this is not something I'm used to, so it feels like
Mm-hmm.
unfamiliar, and so you're gonna like want to go back to like what you know,
Yeah.
which is being unhappy, even though that's not what you deserve.
Yeah, being happy is fun. Being happy is good.
I love it. It's like you have definitely a new energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're someone who your emotions are always on the surface. You're not very good at hiding it. So it's very nice to see you kind of exude that happiness.
Dude, I love my emotions. Sometimes.
Oh wait, can I ask you a question though? 'Cause
Yeah, do it.
You kind of said that you had like a negative experience in college, and not that I'm glad that you went through that, but like what did you like take away from it? Like what did it teach you?
It's interesting because I kind of talked about this in a video I filmed a couple days ago. Haha.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, it's actually being uploaded tomorrow, but I haven't started editing it. anyways, I think a lot of like my negative experience in college so far has come from just like being way overloaded with my work. Because
Mm-hmm.
like, what do I remember about fall quarter? I remember not I remember getting back to my room daily by like 11:30 or 12 because
Mm-hmm.
I spend so much time practicing, and then after that I like sit in my room for a little bit, I shower, and I start on homework, and then I work till like 4. And that's
Mm-hmm.
like that is what I remember from fall quarter. And winter quarter was pretty similar. I was a little bit better for a little bit, and then things just started piling on, and I was like, wait a second,
Mm-hmm.
not cool. But like my workload, I don't like. I like talk to people that are like, oh yeah, freshman year I took like up to like 15 hours of. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 15. But then I'm like, I think about like what I was doing, and then I realized like the amount of time I was in class or like rehearsing was up to 25 for both like fall and winter. And I was like, wait a second. That doesn't seem like very good. Because that's a whole like 10 hours more than I'm doing than like other people. And I understand like comparing yourself to other people is not always the best thing, but like in this case I'm like, maybe I'm
There's a healthy basis.
it's like maybe I'm doing too much. And it's interesting that I like didn't even think about that until like week 7 of spring quarter, when I was like,
Mhm.
you know, maybe, just maybe, this is not like what I should be doing.
Mhm.
And then I got to the
Where
summer
do you
where
think that
I'm
came
like,
from?
oh my gosh, let me tell you. People in high school, people from West, have told me
Mm.
college is easier than West. And I was like, nice. And then I got to college, and it was like, deep down, I was like, college is not easier than West. What are these people telling me? But then on the outside, I'm like, wait, but college is supposed to be easier than West. So then, like, I was
Mm.
kind of like out of conflict with myself, because I'm like, wait, people are telling me that college is supposed to be easier, but I don't think it is. But it's, wait, like, I was just very confused. And then I got to spring quarter, and then I like burned out twice, and I burned out week 5, and then I burned out 2 weeks
Mhm.
later. And like my second burnout was actually bad, where I like couldn't do anything. And I was like,
Mhm.
ah, you know, I don't like this is I don't think this is normal for people. So then I was like, let's not do this again, you know?
Mhm.
So that's like kind of how I'm discovering like that that really like informs what I want to do going forward with college, cuz like
Mhm.
what I don't want this to be happening for the next 3 years.
Yeah. I think that awareness is
Mhm.
huge. Like the fact that you're able to look back and like, okay, something wasn't going right. What was it? Identifying that and like changing that going forward, that is amazing because that is growth. That means you're taking your experiences and like and learning from it. What I'm wondering is like, why do you think you were taking on so much? Like, do you think it's because of that like high school mentality of like hustle, 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 that kind of just like translated into college, or?
Probably I I mean, like, working all the time is something that I was used to doing,
Mhm.
and like not really taking breaks was something I was very used to doing. Thanks, high school. But also just like I think when I got to college, I think like for me, academics wise, college is easier. I think the classes, for the most part, were not as challenging as my high school classes. But
Mhm.
where things were harder is that like all of a sudden my standards for my music are so much higher, and like
Mm.
I'm being pushed harder by my professor. McGill is crazy, but like, things are going well in lessons. So, but like I'm being expected to perform at a much higher level than I was in high school, and I just cared a lot more about my music making in college than I did in high school. So I think like that is one area where like college was definitely much more difficult than high school. And also just like
Mhm.
I'm a very big like people's person. Like being around my friends is like that's the good stuff. But then I was in college where I wasn't around my
Mhm.
friends at all because they're all 1,000 miles away from me. And making friends is
Mhm.
hard. Like making time to go out and do
Yeah.
things is hard. And like meeting people for the first time and like trying to be friends with people is hard.
Mhm.
Like you forget going to college that like, oh shoot, like I don't really know people here. Now I like need to find a new group of people. But
Yeah.
I think like yeah, I was just very used to working all the time, and then also just like I know I felt like there was I felt pressure from my family to take on a whole lot of stuff because they thought that I could do it. And
Mhm.
they're like, "Oh, when we talk about it now, they're like, "Oh, I had no doubt that like you'd be able to handle it." I'm like, "I didn't doubt that I could handle it either. It's just a matter of like is it worth handling or not?"
Mhm.
And I think that's a question that like your family can't answer for you. It has to come from yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think that's like, oh, that was a lot.
Yeah, it
That was a
was.
lot
It
to
was.
unpackage. But it's nice to see the difference in your mindset from before, because I think during college, I could see your mindset was like, I'm just gonna deal with it. Like, we'll see what happens. And now you're kind of being more like proactive and like, this is what I want, and I'm not gonna like live up to like your expectations. And obviously, like, it's still something you're having to like work through. But I feel like you're taking more action towards like things you actually want to do, and like making time for like things that are just like purely for fun. Like YouTube, like your YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh, YouTube is so much fun, especially like when you're able to make the content that you want to make. I've been seeing like so many of the people I subscribe to now that are like have made videos like that are like sit down videos where they talk to their viewers about like wanting to make different kinds of content, but like feeling pressured because like they've kind of branded themselves in a certain way, so they feel like it's like they're not really able to make the content they want to because it's different. And like I think that's pretty huge. Like, just doing what you want to do is like, you should be able to do that without like consequences. And it, like it seems like such a like duh thing, but like it's not. Like, it's hard to get to a point where like you're comfortable doing the things you want to do, because like there are so many other people that like will not hold back on their thoughts and like their opinions on stuff. So it's like it's a huge thing to get to that point.
Yeah. Good segue. Let's talk about you exploring more of fashion. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I have splurged. I spent some money this summer getting some clothes because I think fashion and style is like, it's so cliche and so cheesy to say that like you can express yourself through your clothes, but you really can. Like, I think feeling confident in your clothes and like your outward appearance is a big game changer for like how you feel. I think like just being able to be confident and like liking what you wear, I think it just does something.
It changes how you carry yourself. Like, it's not like a mask you're wearing. It's not like, it's a reflection of you. And so like if you wear something you're confident about, then you'll act more confidently, or you'll talk more confidently because you like feel more authentically like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I've been thinking about this recently. Like, I've been wondering if like the clothes that I'm getting, if it like how do I phrase this? It's like, I wonder if I really do like this clothes, or if I like it because I think other people will like it. I think the answer for me is that like I genuinely like this clothes and I would want to wear it, but I think like the add-on is like I think other people also like it. But like the main reason is that like I myself want to wear this stuff, you know?
Yeah. I think that's interesting you brought that up, because it speaks on like a bigger topic for you, because you're such like a people person. A lot of like your judgments about yourself is like looking to how other people react. I'm like, my question for you is, do you think that ever like plays a role in like how authentically like you act around people? Like, you might play up to a certain kind of like character because it's what you think other people want to be around.
I think like I don't think I've ever been like inauthentic because of that, but I do think like people do pick up on, especially this part about me, that like sometimes I act a little bit differently because I want people to like me, basically. And I've had conversations with a couple people about it, and I mean, we're all working towards being better people and growing, so you know, it's something to work on.
I like just want you to come to a place where you like feel comfortable like being yourself, and so you don't feel the need to like act any differently to be like accepted by others. But that's interesting that it was something you've already like brought up with people. Like, how do you act differently if you've seen yourself
I guess like it's sometimes it could take the form of like maybe like I'd make a certain comment if I was like being like I guess 100% myself, but like in the moment because of who I'm with, like I would refrain from making that comment or something, or like I would say something a little bit differently, or like I know when I'm around certain people, I'm very aware of like the words I use and like how I speak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like also very hyper aware of like how much I talk because like I don't want to dominate conversations a lot, and I don't want to like be the one talking all the time because I know like I'm really good at talking a lot. Like I just I just talk and then I don't stop. But like when I'm around certain people, I'm very cognizant of like how much I speak.
That's interesting. I think like some people also just like take on different roles. Like I'm usually more comfortable like being on the listening side. Not that I don't like want to contribute, but it's just something I like more comfortable with doing. But I don't know. I don't think it's always like you're dominating. It's something like maybe you can ask them about. Be like, hey, I want you to share too, because like a relationship like takes both sides sharing in order to like be a genuine bond where both people feel like they're invested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's interesting.
Also, there's never any harm in asking. Like, if you have a question about anything, just ask. I think I always get really scared of like asking people how they feel because in my head, like, I have a preconceived notion that they're gonna respond like more negatively more negatively than positively, and like because I have that expectation, I don't want to ask because then I get scared. And this like, oh my gosh, especially like when I'm working on papers for like classes and stuff, I hate like going to my professors for help because like I always have this idea that they're gonna like just bash my ideas and be like, you can't write this for a paper, and then I'm gonna have to restart because I hate writing. Absolutely loathe writing papers. I remember like winter quarter, I was in a philosophy class where I had to write a final paper, and I had absolutely zero idea what to write. I literally had no ideas. So I went to office hours with my professor, and I walked in, and she was like, so what can I help you with? I was like, I have no idea what to write. And in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get slashed by this woman. Oh my goodness, this is not going to go well. Why did I do this?
To help you.
I know, but like, I get really scared.
I mean, that's totally legit. Like, asking for help or like asking about how someone feels, it's like it puts you in a very vulnerable place. But I don't know. I think communication is key. Like, there's nothing really bad that can come out of like communicating more because you just like understand both like yourself and like the other person better.
Oh, I did come across this video on Instagram the other day by one of the vloggers I subbed on YouTube. It's for anyone that knows Kieran, though, great channel. I discovered them very recently, but he's basically like, it's a black family of 3, so like the husband, wife, and their I think 3-year-old daughter. But like in the Instagram video, they were talking about like communication and like how things between them were like getting kind of bad, I think, towards like as their wedding was approaching, because like they started over communicating and like the concept of communicating too much.
Interesting.
And I think they were talking about in like over communication in terms of like talking about their emotions and like laying too much on the other person, specifically like things they do that like annoy the other person, kind of thing. It's like, you do this, you do that, blah blah blah, and like just doing that too much. And I thought that was
an
interesting
point. That is very interesting. I guess like if you're, I mean, in their case they're married, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be able to tell them everything. But like your partner is not someone you're supposed to just like take everything out on. which I think you can easily take for granted because this is someone who like knows you better than anyone, and they're supposed to be someone who supports you, but not everyone has like the bandwidth in the moment to like be there for you. So I think with communication, it's like important to ask them like, hey, do you have the time and energy to do this right now? Especially for like people who have trouble like voicing how they're feeling, asking them like if you're gonna confide in them, be like, hey, do you have the bandwidth to do this? Because I think they would have a hard time like saying no. But yeah, that's very interesting. Over communicating.
Yeah, I like heard that and I was like, wait, I didn't even think like over communicating was like possible. But apparently it is. The more you know.
The more you know. All right.
Where
are we headed to next?
I'm
gonna let you sit in the awkwardness.
Okay, we can let everyone else sit in the awkwardness too.
Oh no.
Come join us in awkwardness.
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
So, 2020 has been not the greatest year for everyone, which I think we can all agree on. How do you think we can make the most out of a moment, even if it's like not aligned with what we expected it to be, or even if things aren't like the greatest? How can we like not just be like just be positive, because it's not that simple, but like how can we like accept what the present is and then like move forward in like a good way?
I think in every situation there's something to take away from it. I think like, and I am a firm believer that there's a reason for everything. Sometimes you're not going to really know what that reason is until later, but I do think that like knowing that whatever situation you're going through will in the end like make you a stronger person it can be comforting, but also like sometimes it's not like what you need in the moment, Interesting. I don't really know how to answer this question.
It's a big question.
I guess just like thinking of or having a growth mindset and thinking of how things, like you said, like how are things serving you and what can you take from the situation to be better, or like how can you improve, or that's a hard question.
It's interesting you brought up the thing of like everything happens for a reason. I'm still not sure if I believe in that statement. Like, I think some things might just happen because they happen. Like, bad things, they just happen. Like, not asking anyone to agree with this, but sometimes I think just bad things happen because, life is full of good and bad things, but it's, like, up to you to make something out of it. So even if something terrible happens to you, you have the power to, like you said, grow from it, or even, like, make good from it. I don't know if that's comforting at all. I think it's more comforting to believe that everything happens for a reason, because it gives you hope and, like, this will work out, or this is going to teach me something. Like, this didn't just happen to be a bad thing. So wherever you get your hope of, like, how you can make good out of a scenario, I don't know.
Yeah, also, like, everyone always like, like, the only thing you can really control is how you respond and how you, like, oh, there was a word in my head, but I forgot the word.
React?
Yeah! Yeah.
Journalism major, come through.
Alright, next time you're gonna be like, oh, there was a note in my head, but I don't know what it was. I'll be like, oh, it was a G, and you're like, oh, yeah, you're right. Music major coming through.
I wouldn't know if it was a G, though.
It's okay, I wouldn't either. I would just say a random note. I've been trying, like, sometimes there was a point, like, senior year where I was, like, actively trying to practice getting perfect pitch.
Seems hard.
It is. And I, like, don't really know, like, what the best way to go about it is, but, like, sometimes this has happened a couple of times at, like, Costco, where, like, my brother and I go into, like, the big freezer, or, like, the big massive fridge with, like, all their produce and stuff, and, like, there's, like, the big units are, like, making a certain pitch. Like, I hear it, and I'm like, I think it's a B. And then I'll pull out my tuner on my phone, and it would be like a D or something. And my brother was like, dude, aren't you a music major? You're just a perfect pitch. And I was like, no. But then we went to the other cooler, the other big freezer, and it was making a different note. And I thought that was interesting. So then I, like, hummed it, and then I just a note came to mind. And I was right. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It's weird.
It's very funny.
I think I'm, like, trying to train my perfect pitch, or, like, my ability to, like, recognize a note by, like, where it is in my vocal range.
Oh, interesting.
And, like, I think I tried that a couple years ago also. But, like, the thing is, like, since then, my vocal range has changed. So, like, something that felt like it was in the middle is not in the middle anymore. And it's really weird.
So that strategy doesn't really work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how I started talking about that.
I don't really either. We were talking about growth mindset and everything happening for a reason.
And now we're talking about perfect pitch.
And freezer units. That's the beauty of conversation, isn't it?
Honestly, it is. You just go wherever your mind takes you. My mind takes me to freezer units in Costco.
Yeah, we all know your mind is very, like, pew, 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 pew.
It is. It kind of just goes and it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It stopped now, actually.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Does anyone know that rap? I tried to learn that rap by Macklemore.
Oh, yeah, Can't Hold Us?
Return of the Mac. Get it, what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for... I can't do that part. It's too fast.
It's here. It's a party.
I'm also not cool enough to rap. Like, you have to have a certain, level of coolness, and I just can't bring that.
No, I don't know if I agree
rap.
with that statement. I think if you want to rap, you could rap. You could do it.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, if you want to do something, do it.
Okay.
Go out there, assert yourself, and do it.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get there.
It's okay. We're all on the path of making progress. Baby steps. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Sometimes you move a little bit backwards, and that's okay.
That's true. Progress is not linear. Oh, wait, no. Is that the right? There's a line.
It works.
Recovery. Recovery is not linear. That's the phrase.
I've never heard of that.
It works.
I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of that?
I've never heard
It's like
of that.
just because you regress, that's like part of the process of getting better.
Progress takes more than one form. Sometimes things just have to get harder before they get easier.
It's actually very true. Okay, taking what we were saying about 2020 not being a good year, what are the things you've learned from like your first year of college, how are you changing that going into your second year?
Well, like very tangibly, just taking a lighter workload. And taking classes that are genuinely interesting to me.
Mhm.
I not that like I mean, the classes I did take out of the 7 like non-music classes I took, I would say 3 of them I chose because I was genuinely interested in them.
Mhm.
2 of them ended up being a lot harder than I was hoping.
Yeah.
But like just choosing classes that I think I would enjoy and have fun in rather than taking a class for a degree track that I don't care about.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think we last time we talked, I told you I was gonna limit myself to 2 non-music classes, and I think that I might even just do 1.
Wow, that's growth, my friends.
I think, but then like part of me is like, oh, what am I gonna do with all this time?
I think you can invest it in like, because first year of college, you didn't really have time to like socialize or like just stuff for the sake of like, this is for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know, you found new hobbies like doing YouTube. Like you can invest more time into like doing the creative stuff that you want to do, and also like staying connected with people and meeting new people. Because like if your whole schedule is like filled with work, you don't even have like the energy to like connect with people. At least that's how it works for me. Like even if I wanted to like talk with people, if I don't have like the mental energy, then I don't want to like not waste time, but I want the time with people I care about to be like me fully present in that moment.
Yeah, and I think like that feeds into the idea that like you only have so much that you can give, and if you really like, you have to like choose where you give what you have, basically. Like you can't give more than you can give.
That's a deep quote, folks.
Look.
You can't give more than you can give.
Okay, whatever, dude.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
You can't give more than like your max. And like if you schedule things in the way that like you kind of have to, like it's not sustainable.
Sustainable.
You know, if you're gonna keep making fun of me like this, I don't want to collab with you anymore. This is bullying.
I'm just starting a rap.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I got you. My bad. I apologize.
This is the start of my new career if being a journalist doesn't work out, you know?
I think, you know, like there are some parallels, you know, there's writing, using words. Exactly. Sometimes you gotta talk, so like rapping is also a form of talking, I guess.
Yeah.
There are creative elements in journalism, especially like, you know, when you're doing videos like you do. I think that creative side will definitely aid in, you know, writing raps and coming up with rhymes all the time, you know. Dude.
Big brain.
I might be coming for your rap career, okay?
Dang. Just when I was starting out. I already have to crush my dreams.
Whoa, no. You can pursue your dreams no matter what I do, okay? I don't know what the word is.
We can uplift each other at the same time. We can be successful at the same time.
Exactly. Perfect.
How did we get here? Where are we going? I don't know.
Neither do I.
That's gonna be stuck in my head now. It's terrible.
Me too. Oh my gosh. The Dallas Mavs are playing right now.
You're missing it then.
That's fine. The series will not be over after today. It might be over after, what day is it today? Sunday? It might be over after Tuesday, but not today. It's fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I have faith in our team.
I don't know anything about it, but
But you have faith
I
in our
wish
team
them the
also.
best. Yes, I have faith in our team.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a question.
Mm.
Okay, I don't really know how to ask this question. I'm gonna
Go
do
for
my
it.
best to use words.
All right.
Um. Okay, it's something along the lines of like, what are some of the things that you did to kind of like help you under understand who you want to be?
That's a very big question. I would say that it started like towards the end of my senior year of high school is when I feel like the process began. I was like the other day I was reading through like the notes app of my phone because I kind of use that as like a semi quick diary because I don't have the commitment that you have in writing every day. So I just like stuffed, sorry, I touched the mic. I like stuffed like random thoughts when it was happening in there. And I was just like reading through my thoughts back then. It was like throughout the years of high school. And I could tell my mindset was just like, I wanted to want to change. Like back then, I just accepted that this is how I was. And I think nobody else can like make you change or make you want to like advocate for yourself until you yourself want it, right? So how you get there, I honestly, I don't know if I have like clear answers, but I think it took a lot of like reflection of like what happened in the past that's making me think this way. And like I think that can be a painful process because you're having to like uncover everything. But that's like part of healing. You have to like work through it. And so I don't know, it's just like it's a long process, and obviously I'm still on it, but it's like evaluating, okay, trying to like understand why I think or react to certain things the way I do, and like how can I like build more awareness around it so I can like be a better person, like both for like myself but also other people, because I think you tend to like project onto other people, like someone will do something or say something and it's like not really about them. It's like about something that happened in your past. You like joke about it, your childhood trauma, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like a different person than I was in high school. There are like moments when I can like remember what it felt like to be in that mindset, and I'm trying to be very determined not to fall back into it because I think it's very easy to do that. But yeah, I don't know if that answered the question.
Honestly, like I don't really know what I was looking for in an answer. Or like when I asked the question. But I think you are definitely a different person than you were like even a year ago. I think a lot of the people in our friend group would agree with that, and saying that you have made a lot of progress and being more independent and very much more of an advocate for yourself and for, you know, just the things that you want. I think it's huge, like having that desire to change and be better is massive. Like I don't really think I like got that desire to change until like maybe even like the very end of spring quarter this year.
Yeah.
Because like I was just so used to the way things were, and I didn't care to change them. Like, I didn't think that, like, changing anything was gonna... Well, one, I didn't think it was possible. Like, I just didn't think that things could ever be different. And I don't really know how, like, I got to the point where I like, thought that things could be better. But I think what matters is that, like, we are there, and yeah, like, it is definitely a very long process, and I don't think it really ever ends. I feel like we're always gonna set standards for ourselves that just keep getting higher, or not necessarily standards, but like what we want to be is always gonna be more than what we are now. And I think there's nothing wrong with that, because that's how you get better, right? If you don't have these kinds of ideas and desires, then there's, like, nothing is gonna happen, you know?
Yeah. It's like the mindset of, like, if you're not progressing, you're actually regressing. Like, you should always be pushing to grow and, like, not be stagnant about where things are. I think the thing about, like, mental health is, like, when you're in a bad place, you genuinely don't think that things will, like, get better or things will change. And I can definitely see a difference. Obviously, like, you still have your struggles, but the mindset of, like, I'm going to take action to, like, you know, fight for myself, advocate for myself, take care of myself is definitely, like, hugely different than, say, especially, like, the beginning of college.
Yeah. Dude, college was just rough. Woo. But hey, we are on a better path now. Yeah, I got old man knees. I need to keep moving.
Are they falling asleep? I feel like I would fall asleep if I was in that position.
I have adopted this space as, like, my new video space. Like
this is on the floor?
Yeah.
Like this exact space? Oh wait, this is where you film your cover.
This is where I film all my covers now. This is where I filmed my video that I'm uploading tomorrow, or like last week's video. I don't know when I'm uploading this, but
this is very long. I don't know if you're gonna cut this out or if they're gonna have to sit through those moments of what are we talking about?
You know, honestly, I think I'm going to keep those in just because I find them funny.
And other people's discomfort, you know, that's their problem.
I mean, as long as if it's okay with you.
No, it's fine. You know, people should know my awkward nature by now.
Because, I mean, like, I'm going to be honest, the likelihood of me going back through this video and watching it is very low.
Yeah, taking the time to edit through 48 minutes.
And, like, I mean, I'm just, like, I don't watch my own videos, typically. Unless it's, like, a cover of a song that I want to listen to and I feel like listening to my own voice, which doesn't happen very often. But, like, even, like, the videos I made during the school year, oh my gosh. I don't think I would ever watch them any, like... Unless they're, like,
cringy.
They're absolutely gross. Okay, I hate watching them. I think I told you this a couple months ago. Like, I like rewatched the very first vlog I made, and I screamed. It was gross. I hated it.
I feel that. I think I enjoy the ones where it's like more montagey, or like if it's like me talking, I'll kind of skip it and then I'll get to see like my friends or my family or whoever is in it. I think it's nice being able to document those because it's like the nostalgia.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I get what you mean though.
I cannot make myself sit through watching the video after editing it. Because, like, when I'm editing it, I'm like, oh, yeah, this video is so good. And then I uploaded it, I'm like, all right, cool. And then once it goes live on YouTube, I'm like, okay, never watching this thing ever again. You know, I never click on this link ever. I can't do it.
It's just kind of like you're putting yourself out there. It's like a strange thing, like, oh, if you feel uncomfortable watching it, why is it even online? But it's like there's a huge separation. Like once it's out there, I don't know, like you feel vulnerable that people are gonna watch it.
Oh, you know what's weird? If like, I always feel weird thinking about like the people I know that watch my videos.
It is, I guess, weirder when you like imagine them like sitting down at their phone or computer and like your videos on their screen. That's a very weird image to think about.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I told you this a couple months ago. Okay, so like, you know, like when I shower, I have a Bluetooth speaker, so I like use that and listen to music while I shower. A couple months ago, when I was showering, I had my music on. My brother comes in, turns my music off, and then goes to one of my covers and puts that on, and I'm in the shower, so I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I hate
You did tell me this when it
this.
happened.
It was gross. No, I hate my voice sometimes. Other times I'm like, you know?
It's okay. Either way, it would be cool to look back on when we're older.
Oh, I tell you all the time how excited I am to like watch these videos with my kids, because like I'm weird.
I think they will know. Like, they'll be like, yep, that explains why you're goofy now.
I'm so excited to be a dad. I'm so scared, but I'm so excited.
Yeah. Well, we're all getting older, so before you know it.
Yeah, dude, you're almost 20. Dude, you got like, what's the 23?
Math.
You got like,
No.
like 17 days.
I'm in denial about it.
It's okay, you'll always be 12 to me. Are you kidding?
That's actually true, though. What's weird is I think if I can talk to someone, I can appear older. But, like, on face value, I'm 12. You know what I mean?
Not really.
Okay, well, great. I thought I could,
Wait,
make
no.
myself
Did I
seem
say
a
not
little
really?
older.
I meant I totally understand what you're talking about. I definitely get that feeling also. Like I
prefer
I got
honesty over lying to make me feel better.
Okay, then let me rewind a little bit. Yeah, not really. Yeah.
It's okay, I am going to age gracefully.
You are aging gracefully.
Yeah, it's weird. Turning 20.
It's so weird to think about age. 'Cause like, to me, I am always gonna be 12 also. Like,
You don't look 12 though.
but not like
Like feel like the child.
yeah, like
child wonder.
I'm never gonna feel like an actual adult.
Like, but what does being an adult even like mean?
You're right. Let's just throw the word out the window. No more. Age is a social construct.
Like, if being an adult means no longer like having joys about like being goofy, then why do we want to be adults? Like, I don't know. I think being adult is like taking accountability and like responsibility and being able to take care of yourself, but like you should still enjoy life. Like, life should still be fun.
Oh, I feel like the word adult just has like a negative connotation of like just having no emotions and just like being very mundane and monotonous. That's a good word.
Yeah, I think that's like a big fear of like in a future, like I guess relationship, like it being like routine and like both of the people becoming like complacent. I think that's like one of my fears, because I think it's easy, to fall into routine and take things for granted.
I saw this thing again on Instagram a while ago, and it was like it was like some kind of thread, but like it was like fears about relationships or something, and then one of the things was like, my biggest fear is that like the things that made my partner fall in love with me will be the things that make them fall out of love with me. And that like, oh dude, that hit hard. I was like, that's scary. I was like you know, like those little small things that they do that, you know, but eventually
or they become like
turn into,
annoyances.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. That is very scary. I think it's like, that means you have to like put work into a relationship, right? Like never take it for granted. Like just because this person is supposed to be there for you, that doesn't mean like you can just rely on like that person to fall back on. Which is like interesting because I have this conversation with my dad. Like he has the very like ideal love at first sight idea about love, which like, I mean, that'd be beautiful if it happens that way, but he doesn't believe that you have to work in a relationship, like work towards something, which I disagree on. Like I think, I don't know, not that I'm saying like love isn't enough, but you have to like constantly be, I don't know, just like putting more towards the person, and also like working on yourself so you can like get stronger.
Yeah. I think love takes effort. It's not just like, yeah, I don't think you can just like ride on love alone in a relationship. I feel like, and this goes for like any relationship, whether it's romantic or platonic. Like you have to put effort into it, and there has to be like, you have to work in it, because if you don't, then like things are in my mind, things are inevitably just like not gonna work out.
Man, getting deep.
Dude, deep talks. I love them. This is my pillow. God, I also love my pillow.
You do love your pillow.
And this is my other pillow. Oh, there's clothes. This is my other pillow.
Wait, you have two?
Yeah, this is my head pillow. This is my cuddly pillow.
Oh, like you wrap your arms around one.
This is the pillow I've had for forever. This is the one I take everywhere. Yeah.
So if like your house was on fire, would you?
I would 100%
save your.
100%, no doubts about it. I would come back in here for my pillow, or no, I wouldn't leave without my pillow. Without a doubt. I used to think about this all the time, actually. Like in elementary school, oh my gosh, when teachers would like send you home with like, oh, have a fire escape plan for if your house catches on fire. Well, our family never did that. But
yeah,
I was always like, okay, if our house catches on fire, the first thing I'm doing is running to my room, getting my pillow, and then I'll get the heck out of there.
Really?
Yes.
Aw, that's very sweet. I don't know if I have like a prized possession like that. I know I talked to you about you. I asked if you would give your hand down your pillow to your kid, and you're like,
no. My pillow's my pillow. Hello? Excuse me? My kid can get his own pillow.
I thought that was funny.
But no, I feel like if my house were to catch on fire, there's more things I would try and save also now. Like,
I don't know. Oh, your guitar.
And my bassoon, which is right next to it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then my 50
journals?
reeds. Oh, my journals for sure. My reeds.
That'd be so sad.
All of my
if you
reeds.
lost.
Because those are flammable. It's wood. Can't have my reeds burning up. That'd be bad.
I think a lot of things are flammable in your house.
That is fair. You know, you might actually be right on that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Dude, I'm almost at the end of my current journal.
Really?
Yeah.
How long? Since when?
May of 2018. It's been a long time.
Wow, that's an accomplishment when you reach the end of a journal.
I haven't reached the end of a journal in so long. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. More than 2 years. Oh.
That's very weird. I don't know. I admire that you're able to write every day because, like, I think it's so cool that you get to read back on, even like if it's just like mundane stuff, like what did you do on this random day?
Dude, oh my gosh. When we were at Jasper, I remember, like, typically, I guess, like, on a school day, at least at, like, West, I would probably take up, like, let's say, like, a third of the page for one day. And that's, like, writing two lines per, like, one line in a notebook. At Jasper, there were, most of the time, more often than not, like, I would take up, like, a total of 2 lines. Because all I would write is, like, I'm tired.
I'm so tired. I knew it.
School is hard. Marching band sucks or whatever. And then I'd be like, I'm so tired. And that's all I would write. So I'm like, it's so funny thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because I'll like, oh, maybe like on a game day, I'd be like, oh, game day. I'm tired. And that's it.
Yeah. I think that defines Jasper pretty accurately.
Honestly,
I'm tired.
All of high school.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. All of high school. Yeah. For me. All of high school for me. Always tired.
Yeah. People just, we didn't really take care of ourselves back then. We're still learning how to undo those unhealthy hustle mindsets.
Yeah, honestly, college was like the catalyst for me trying to be better and care about me more.
We're here for it.
Okay.
Oh, you're lagging.
I love that.
You're back.
Woo! We love Zoom. We love Zoom. Okay. Well, anyways.
Should we close this out?
I don't know. I was thinking of letting us sit here for another few minutes in awkward silence.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, again, this is a 2-person conversation. I think I need your input on this too. I'm fine with closing it out now, but I mean...
I am also fine with that. I do, however, need to pee.
Oh.
But my bladder is capable of holding it for an awkward minute or 2.
Okay, we could just make it an awkward 10 seconds. Because I don't want to hold your bladder for... Wait, that sounded weird.
You don't want to hold my bladder? The honor of holding my bladder, you don't want it?
No comment.
I think we effectively made this
no
awkward
comment.
for everyone.
Okay, woohoo! Oh man. All right. Well, yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Everyone,
on and talking.
Ooh, this is my chance to plug your channel. Everyone,
why are we plugging my
this,
channel? We're on my channel.
Shh. If you made it to the end of this very long podcast or whatever you call this, please subscribe if you aren't. Hit the thumbs up button. Give it a I'm doing this. Give it a like. Also hit the notification bell. That's what I meant. And comment down below something you want to change for yourself in 2020.
Does this mean you're also gonna comment down below what you want to change?
Yeah, I'll happily comment.
But only if you made it to the end of the video. You can't do it if you stopped earlier. You have to have gotten to this point before you're allowed to comment.
Yes.
Perfect. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for being here. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing your thoughts and being awkward.
Gladly, I'm happy to share it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go now. Bye.
Okay.
Do it.
I'm hoping the audio won't be bad from here, or like my hair gets in the way. I apologize.
It's fine.
All right. Thank you.